Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our Maitreya Buddha Dharma Assembly today. It's nice to see you again. We just finished our Chan cheese, winter cheese. This year we basically make it like we shorten it quite a bit by 40%, by 1/3. And because I realized that our people, not many of you can keep up with the cheese schedule, and it turns out that people who came to participate in the cheese actually were doing very well. They improved, so that's good enough. And unless people complain, we will keep it this way. Okay, I realize that I'm very proud to tell you that at this stage in our Dharma propagation, I have a lot of good and competent disciples who are able to help me, assisting me in helping you, all of you. And so I can concentrate on doing what I'm supposed to be doing, speaking Dharma and training and so forth. And so that's where we are. Let me see. Today is Maitreya celebration, so let's talk a little bit about Maitreya. You see, he's the next Buddha, so right now we're in the decreasing Great Kalpa, meaning that the lifespan right now, which averages about 60 years, okay, per person, will decrease until it reaches about 10 years, okay, and then we start increasing again. Every year, it's about every 100 years, their lifespan will increase by 1 year, and the height will increase by 1 inch, something like that. So the next Kalpa increase will reach 84,000 years, so it'll be quite a while, and then it will start decreasing again to about 85,000 years for average lifespan. That's when Maitreya is scheduled to come to our world to teach. And what's peculiar about Maitreya Buddha is that he'll teach only 1 day and 1 night, and he'll be done. And as you may have noticed in the verses that we recited this morning, he's able to do that because he has the skills to make all the blessings he cultivated all this time, which is a long, long time. It takes a long time before you can become a Buddha. Actually, he started cultivating before Shakyamuni Buddha himself, but he made a mistake. He was way ahead of Shakyamuni Buddha, but then he was getting close to the rich and the powerful. That's happening today, right now, as well, in our world. And so he's rubbing elbows with the officials and the kings and so forth, who were impressed by his skills and his wisdom. And so because of that, it's slowed down his progress. And the point here is that as in our path of cultivation, if we're not careful, you will make some mistakes like that, which will slow you down in your path towards Buddhahood. Whereas Shakyamuni Buddha did not rub elbows with the rich and the powerful, so that's why he became a Buddha before Maitreya Bodhisattva. Okay, that's why one of my jobs is to point out to you what you're doing wrong, so that you will not plant the seeds, these types of seeds that will slow you down. All right. And so he'll teach same way. He'll teach one day, one night, and he'll bring actually quite a few of his disciples who are right now with him in the inner court, practicing with him. So they'll come with him, and they live for about 80,000 years or so, okay? And they live for a long, long time. And then when he comes, they will listen to his Dharma and become enlightened. So you can tell that he's teaching a certain Dharma as well, okay? To be able to shorten the cultivation time so much. And he'll cross over countless beings who will become enlightened, okay? And what's worthwhile to remember is that many monks and nuns who are bad monks and nuns right now, if they have a chance to encounter Maitreya Bodhisattva, Maitreya Buddha, and they will become fourth-stage arhats themselves. And there's an if there. It's kind of risky because when you fall to the hells, because many monks and nuns will fall to the hells, you won't be able to get out for over millions of years. Okay? So that's why it's rather risky proposal to goof off and not follow the precepts this lifetime. All right? But if those of you who can make it, who get to see him, you'll be enlightened in one day, one night, or shorter than that. Yes, 7.
From Venerable Shen Shou, Emitofuo Master, when we speak of Maitreya's birthday, are we referring to his future birth as a Buddha or to some of his past life's birth?
I'm not clear on that, to be honest with you. I don't know which date we're using. I can use some more research in Chinese, from my Chinese sources about this. I'd like to know more. Before I was limited. Now I have a lot of resources, a lot more disciples and lay people and left home people who can do research in Chinese materials for me. I would appreciate more of that, and I promise you, if I find out more, I will. I will talk to you next year. We're very busy. Take it easy. Don't be so demanding. All right? Any other questions? Good question. Feel free to ask any questions, by the way. That's why we're here. You notice that I imitate Master YongHua's style, my Chinese teacher style, where we tell you a little bit about the theory, the Buddhist principles, the Buddhist sutras, but we focus a lot more on the instructions of what to do for your cultivation, which is not done often enough. We want to tell you what to do in order for you to make progress and become enlightened. Yes, go ahead, 3.
Emitofuo Master, thank you. I have a question. So, in the temples, so usually there are 3 Buddha statues right now, like right behind you. I always wondering who are they? Is one of them is a Maitreya Buddhas, or are they from Western principle, Amitabha Buddhas, Shakyamuni Buddha, and Masters Medicine Buddhas?
Okay. Good question. It depends on the temple. Some temples have different themes. For our particular temple, the Buddha statues are there because that's all we have. Okay? When we first started, I think we put whatever we could find on the altar. I was struggling just to repair the roof and take care of the flooding. Every time it rained here in Southern California, which is very rare, the floor of the basement would bow up. The water get underneath the basement and underground, and then they build up down there, and they push up the tile, the red tiles that you see down there. And so we struggle a lot. So when you're poor, you use whatever you have, and we don't do fundraising or anything like that. I was too shy. I didn't know that I was supposed to do fundraising, because the Buddhist disciples in general, in the worldwide, they're very generous. All you have to do is ask them and present them with reason enough, they will support the temples. But I didn't know that. Plus, I was too shy to ask for money, and so good news is I'm no longer shy. In the future, I will ask for money. Trust me, you can count on that. But anyway, so what we have here are actually, after a while, a Chinese couple who are no longer here. That's what happens to us. Our disciples, they get offended and they leave. That's something, I have to work on. I know. They offered these 3 statues, and they did a lot of research, and they have connections in China. So they went through a lot of different manufacturers, and we agreed on these 3 statues, and that's how they got here, because that's the only statues I have, really. All right, and so they. Meanwhile, I placed an order for 1,000 hands and eyes, 1 yin, which didn't work out. I lost a lot of money doing that. My mistake, my stupidity, as usual, trusting people too much. But they finally came, and we put them there. So our 3 Buddhas you can discern them by the Dharma instruments they use. In the center is Shakyamuni Buddha. He's known to be holding a bowl. And it doesn't look like quite a bowl up there, but and that's all you get. It's an alms bowl. So he came here to our world to teach us about meditation and begging for food for the Sangha. And then to his left, you always pay attention to their left, because that's the next most important person. That's number 1. And to his left is Medicine Master Buddha. And you can see by the thing he holds in his hand, it's called a medicine tower, because he's supposed to help heal all kinds of illnesses, both physical and mental. Okay, and I'm quite unhappy of the fact that all 3 of these things and their hands are kind of crooked. I pay attention to small details, even though at my age I'm supposed to drop down or drop a lot of things, but I can't. I have too many attachments. We need to straighten these Dharma instruments. It should not be crooked, okay? I can't change the shape of the bowl, which looks like a vase to me, but use your imagination. But crookedness, that's not acceptable, okay? We need to straighten it, or do whatever to straighten it, okay? Same thing with the TV. Is it crooked? Look, it's slightly slanted to the left. This way, to the right. Okay. I may be wrong because I was standing in the middle there. Anyway, so Medicine Master Buddha has a medicine tower, and they use different types of instruments. But the one we have is a medicine tower, which symbolizes healing, his healing powers. The Dharma that Shakyamuni Buddha teaches us, his disciples, is that Dharma there where it will take care of our needs, among other things as well, that we would require for cultivation, okay, and become enlightened. And to its right, to the Buddha's right, is Amitabha Buddha, which holds a lotus flower, okay? As again, is slightly crooked as well, slanted as well. We should address those, okay? Level it somehow. All right, so those are the three Buddhas that we use in our Buddha hall. Maybe someday we get our 1,000 hands and eyes One Yin Bodhisattva Buddha, okay? And most likely from China if Mr. Trump doesn't raise the tariffs too much. But I'm not giving up on that. I'm still working on that. But we have some projects going right now in Korea. We hope to build a Medicine Master Buddha temple in Jeju Island. It's in progress right now. The plans are being reviewed and so forth. And we are praying, hoping that they come true. And so I'm only can handle so many projects at a time. After that, we'll probably start investing in WMT again. Okay? That's what we are. All right? Any other questions? Because I was planning on talking to you about the difference between Maitreya. As I came a little late this morning. I apologize to all of you, and I hope the Maitreya Buddha will forgive me. I chose to drop a lot of things. I don't remember anything anymore. Okay, so please remind me. You abbots and vice abbots should remind me. Take turn or find a way to remind me of what I'm supposed to do a week beforehand. I don't remember. I drop everything that I don't need to remember. And so I apologize for being late. Yes, DTT.
Hello, Master. You mentioned recently the different strengths or specialties of different Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So I'm wondering for Maitreya Buddha, if we were to pray to him, what kind of things we should pray to him to draw on his special power?
As it turns out, from the materials available to me, I don't have a lot of information on Maitreya Bodhisattva. The information I have on Maitreya Bodhisattva that came from Master YongHua, the translation into English, was about him starting the consciousness school in India, which some materials are been transmitted, was translated to Chinese, but never translated into English. And my Chinese is not good enough to read those fancy stuff. It would take me too long back then. So I don't have a lot of materials on Maitreya Bodhisattva. So I took it as to understand my role starting out the last 20 years is to try to teach you Shakyamuni Buddha's main Dharma, which is chant. The bowl there symbolizes chant, okay? You drop everything, and including your own nourishment, okay? That you depend on others for your own nourishment. We don't eat, we die, okay? And so his Dharma is, that's why this to me symbolizes Chan. I make up these things as I go along, as you see. So please don't take it with a grain of salt. Okay, it's not like I read it from somewhere, from some material somewhere at all. But I see this as a Chan practice because we drop everything. And that's the nature of the meditation practices that Shakyamuni Buddha teaches. That's number one. He says the main Dharma in order for you to become enlightened is meditation. Furthermore, meditation is very, very difficult process, but it's the most powerful process in Buddhism, the most powerful form of training, the fastest form of training. And it turns out that my condition were with the YongHua tradition as well, because I chose a YongHua teacher, Master YongHua, who was a patriarch of the YongHua lineage. And then I also had some bad experience with the YongHua disciples of his as well. So I learned from both the good and the bad sides. And that's what my path was. I struggled a lot and endured a lot of suffering to learn, but never gave up. And so, however, this Chan practice requires a lot of support, and that's where the Dharma of Medicine Master Buddha comes in. In particular, all of us are dying. Our bodies are aging and are dying slowly. Okay, and when it gains momentum, our death will be precipitous. Especially if you have some illnesses, such as cancer and so forth. So when I first started about 20 years ago, a lot of people came to me. And the first thing I did was deflect the request for help. I send them to my master's temples and say, go over there and get some help from them about Medicine Master Buddha's Dharma they have in the Chinese tradition. Because that's about the only places left where you can find help from that Dharma, Chinese temples. So I sent them to the best I could, that I knew was my master's temples and my Chinese master's temples. And they went there and they got help, and I don't think not much happened, but I didn't know. I was just too happy to send them to someone which I felt are much better qualified, much more, they are the Dharma heirs, the successor of Master Shenhua's Dharma, and they've been doing Medicine Master Buddha Dharma for a long, long time, and therefore they must be working for them. But it turns out after a while, some of my disciples came back, my own disciples came back and said, well, I'm disappointed, okay? What they explained to me about the Medicine Master Buddha Dharma is not the way you explained to me, and I feel that I'm not really getting any help. I said, really? All the Chinese temples have Medicine Master Buddha Dharma that must work for them. Anyway, so they insisted, they asked me for help, so I started doing Medicine Master Buddha Dharma. So that's how it started. I didn't want the hassle. So going back to the point that we need a lot of support. We need a lot of help because our bodies are getting sick and we're getting older. And the Chan meditation I teach you may not quite work for you yet because your illnesses are way too serious, a lot more serious than you can handle right now. So that's why Shakyamuni Buddha taught us that Medicine Master Buddha Dharma to help us get some relief so that we can take care of ourselves through Chan. That's how it worked, okay? And then eventually, my original plan was always to teach Pure Land, to go to Western Bliss Pure Land. I'm hoping all of you go to Western Bliss Pure Land. And because it's the best place in the universe for us. Here in the Saha world, Shakyamuni Buddha taught us that it's probably the best place for us here, residents of the Saha world, to go after this. Because the Saha world is a reminder for you that there's lots of dangers here. It's very difficult for you to decide or plan for where you're going to go next after this life. Many monks, many people know about Maitreya Buddha, so they want to go to Shita heaven to be with him. But there's no real Dharma to go to the Shita heaven that I know of. It's not a sure thing. When you plan to go to the heavens, in general, you really don't know which heaven you're going to end up with. Okay? It's unpredictable. After you die, many things would happen as you have zero control over your next body, next life. In particular, you're going to have meddling from your own family and your own past karmas. And those mature, and there's no knowing where you're going to end up. So that's why the easiest way for us, all of us in Saha world, is to plan to shoot for rebirth to the Western Bliss Pure Land. That's what I know. Okay, I hope that I get more materials on Maitreya Bodhisattva and also Medicine Master Buddha, because he also has a Pure Land Dharma as well. Okay, and again, from what I learned, from what I know, it's not really the way to get there is not as obvious to me as a Western Bliss Pure Land. Okay. Maybe I will find out more, but we figure out a way to get the Western Bliss Pure Land directly. So what we do is, you wish to go to Eastern Pure Land of Medicine Master Buddha, we recommend you go to Western Bliss Pure Land first, and then request to go to Eastern Bliss Pure Land. So it's sort of a short vacation for you before you go to Eastern Bliss Pure Land. Because Amitabha Buddha has this policy, if you want to go elsewhere, he'll be happy to oblige. Okay? And so I shouldn't have to worry about that. All right, so that's why these three Buddhas, the Amitabha Buddha is the best place, I feel, because for all of us, because it's the place where it's one of the different, the salient characteristic feature of his Pure Land compared to Maitreya Bodhisattva's Pure Land, the Tushita heaven in the court, is that you go to Tushita heaven, okay, as compared to Western Bliss Pure Land. The Tushita heaven doesn't have the same Dharma, the same desirable Dharma as the Western Bliss Pure Land. Western Bliss Pure Land, you go there, Amitabha Buddha promises you that he will take care of you until you become a Buddha. Maitreya Buddha doesn't do that, as far as I know. Okay, and so to me, it's a one big plus there, meaning that you have a good knowing advisor who's constantly watching over you, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, if you happen to be sent away from Western Bliss Pure Land. You get it? Shakyamuni Buddha, okay, when he was here, he taught his disciples, and then after that, it's his disciples, his patriarchs, who are responsible for their disciples. Okay, so that's the Dharma that's being practiced here. All right? There's some plus and minuses, some real big advantages as well as some serious disadvantages, okay? The big advantages are basically for the people who have a lot of blessings. They can make it faster. But those of us who do not have enough blessings, we struggle a lot, okay? And we fall into the wheel, okay? The wheel, the reincarnation wheel, is a reminder, if you believe in that, a reminder that your next body is not, you have no control over that. And in particular, if you have don't have enough blessings, it's very difficult for you to escape the three evil paths. Okay? So anyway, I'm running out of time. We have to do the next section because lunch offering. All right? We continue this next year if you wish. Okay, so those are the three Buddhas that we chose, and actually the conditions actually are good because that's what we try to do. This temple here, this is our first real big temple, a real temple here we could have. That's why it's kind of auspicious. We're able to create affinities for you for the three major Buddhas in Buddhism right now. Okay? Okay. I stop here today. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's take do we have time for a break, or are we going to the lunch offering right away? You going there right away? Okay, speak up. I can't hear you. Thank you.